As we all know, to compete in the Pokemon League, you need 8 badges. To get 8 badges, you have to travel across the region and actually defeat gym leaders to earn them. However, someone didn't tell our boy Ash Ketchum this, because many times he was given a badge despite not even beating the gym leader. He is famous for scamming his way through Kanto, but they aren't the only times. There are actually quite a few badges that Ash maybe shouldn't have received. So let's go through just how many badges he stole. So going in order, of course, we firstly have the Boulder Badge, which he received from Brock in Pewter City. Ash battled Brock twice, the first time getting completely humiliated by Brock's Onix, and the second time coming back after some intense windmill training to power up Pikachu's electricity. Someone should have told this guy that it is a rock gym. Oh wait, it doesn't even matter because Pikachu somehow can Thunderbolt his way to victory against Brock's Geodude. Yeah, early Pokemon was a bit wild, but it is what it is. It made for some fun moments, but the second battle where Ash actually wins the badge is just shenanigans. Ash takes advantage of the sprinklers going off, weakening Onix, but to be fair to Ash, he steps back. He doesn't willingly accept this result, he walks away, only to be followed by Brock and given the badge anyway. So although Ash didn't deserve the badge at all, it was all Brock's fault really. And then on to Ash's second Kanto badge, the Cascade badge from the Cerulean Gym. First 2 scammed badges are Ash's first 2 travelling companions. Who would have thought? Ash and Misty do actually have a better battle than the ones with Brock, more back and forth, and Ash could have actually won this. But surprise surprise, Team Rocket interrupted the battle and, well, yeah, we never got the conclusion. Misty's sisters deduced that since Pikachu saved the gym from Team Rocket, Ash should get the badge anyway. And I mean, these girls were handing out badges like it was nothing, so I am not surprised. But at least let Ash and Misty finish the damn battle. Ash wins his first official badge versus Surge. We all know it, we all love it. But then he goes straight back to scamming, as he defeats Sabrina by making her laugh. Yes, you heard that right. I mean, technically her laughing renders Kadabra unable to battle, so you could put 2 and 2 together and come up with 7 to argue that he did earn this badge, but not for me. This was another classic Ketchum robbery. And then they just kept coming in Kanto. My god, some of these battles were wacky as hell. This is probably the worst one as Ash battles against Erica. You feel at this point Ash can actually hold his own in a battle. But no, the writers don't want a fair win. They want yet again another Team Rocket interruption and more shenanigans as the gym bursts into flames. And Ash has to use all of his courage to rescue Erica's poor Gloom from the fire. It was a great heroic moment for Ash, but instead of Erica saying, hey, I'll give you a rematch or we can just continue our battle, she just gives him the damn badge. These gym leaders are failing their jobs. They're giving this man a means to enter the Pokemon League underqualified. Are we surprised his Charizard stopped listening and he embarrassed himself on live TV? Thankfully, the next few Kanto badges are fairly earned, including a great battle with Blaine, but it's also hilarious how when Ash helps out with the volcanic explosion on Cinnabar, he straight up asks Blaine if he's just going to get the badge just for that. This man is way too used to having the easy way out. But thankfully, we are almost done with these crazy Kanto badges, as the 8th and final badge is just ridiculous, let's be honest. So Giovanni, after destroying Gary with Mewtwo, there's no way Ash would have won that one, let's be honest. He leaves the Rocket Trio in charge of the gym, because that will only end well. So when Ash rocks up for a gym battle, he's faced with the trio who have been annoying us for the whole damn series. They've set up these crazy machines that will shock you when your Pokemon get hurt. I mean, it's just an exhausting battle and such a bad one. And they don't even have a traditional battle. Team Rocket just do their regular shtick, sending out all of their Pokemon at once, including the ones that Giovanni lent them. And even the trio could make them look weak, because you've got a Pidgeotto one-shotting a Rhydon like it's nothing. Ash sends them all flying and the badge drops straight into his hands, because of course it does. Let's forget the Kanto gyms were a thing. Johto, for all of its flaws and the hate that it gets, the gym battles weren't the problem. All 8 of them were actually solid battles, with few of them being great. Ash vs Claire is definitely an all-timer, but there was one outlier for me where Ash maybe didn't deserve the badge. He gets swept by Whitney and her Miltank in his first battle with her, an excellent nod to the games where a lot of the players will struggle with her. He manages to get a rematch, but it's not an official battle. It's taking place in a farm field, and it's actually declared as an unofficial battle at the start. it's only a battle to get a rematch at the gym. But Ash wins with an idea that he got from Team Rocket's giant machine, where he does this strategy with holes and stopping Miltank from rolling. I mean, it was cool, but would this work on the gym battlefield? I'm not too sure. Also, if you've got to rely on Team Rocket of all people to give you ideas, then you don't deserve the badge, buddy. Hoenn battles were a downgrade in my opinion on the Johto badges, but most of them still won fairly. However, probably the worst gym battle in history, and I'm not even joking. You don't have the early anime excuse this time. Ash versus Watson, Pikachu gets overloaded by a Raikou machine and his electricity is off the charts, letting him one-shot all of Watson's Pokemon, sending Watson into a midlife crisis and considering retirement. Why was this allowed? Why was the badge not rescinded and a rematch put in place? To make things worse, when Ash returns to Moorville to have a proper battle with him later, he loses. This is the biggest thievery, no heroic moments, no real wins, just straight injustice. I guess that's the only Hoenn badge he did steal. Some might say the battle with Tate and Liza is kinda sus, with Team Rocket interrupting, then resuming on the mountainside, and then us getting the most insane strat of all time, Thunder Armor, but it worked for Ash. He won the battle fair and square. Also, hilariously, Ash owned 2 rain badges. He got one from defeating one in his final Hoenn gym, a fantastic and underrated battle, but then he was gifted one from ex-champion Wallace in the episode where we saw him have the biggest crash out known to man. Ash actually defeats him off screen and he's so insecure about people remembering him, he just gives him another badge. So Ash didn't steal this one, but he was given it without really wanting or needing it. Very funny though. And the final badge that could be considered a scam is Ash's battle with Maylene in Sinnoh. Legendary episode and battle, Lucario versus Buizel, one of the most iconic in the anime. So it's a bit controversial saying this could have been a robbery, as Ash didn't actually win this battle. I'm sorry, but this man tied. He did not win. But Maylene opted to give him the badge anyway because of an awesome battle. I really have no complaints with this one because I love the battle so much. But if you are a real stickler for the rules, then you may want to take a trip to the Veilstone gym and question their practices. But this was the last questionable gym badge. As you can see, the majority of the ones Ash stole were in Kanto and just downright ridiculous, but it improves massively after that. They learnt their lessons, and after Sinnoh or even Hoenn, if you don't count Maylene, Ash won all of his badges like a man, fair and square. I just don't know what they were cooking up with that Watson one. I don't know who thought that would be a good idea. Maybe they just had a budget issue and didn't want to commit to animating the battle. But that is every badge that Ash Ketchum stole. Which one did you dislike the most? Or did you actually find some of these funny and enjoy the comedic value of Ash stumbling his way from badge to badge?